Where's the imp?
Would you shut up?
I hear they call him the imp.
I hear he hates that nickname.
The boy has lost the use of his legs.
What of it? With the right horse and saddle, even a cripple can ride.
I'm not a cripple.
Then I'm not a dwarf. My father will rejoice to hear it. Look at me and tell me what you see.
Is this a trick?
What you see is a dwarf. If I had been born a peasant, they might have left me out in the woods to die. Alas, I was born a Lannister of Casterly Rock. Things are expected of me. My father is probably the most powerful man in the country, certainly the richest. He has all 7 kingdoms in his pockets. Everyone, everywhere, always has to do exactly what my father says. He's always been a cunt. Your absence has already been noted.
The boy means nothing to me. Oh, I can't stand the wailing of women.
One word, and I hit you again.
I'm telling Mother.
Sorry you are. That you are at their service and that all your prayers are with them. Do you understand?
You can't.
Do you understand?
The prince will remember that, little lord.
I hope so. If he forgets, be a good dog and remind him. Death is so final, whereas life is full of possibilities.
He killed your father. He murdered the hand of the king.
Oh, did I kill him too? I've been a very busy man.
You will watch your tongue.
I'm not your toady, and I'm not your friend.
Though I would treasure your friendship, I'm mainly interested in your facility with murder. And if the day ever comes when you're tempted to sell me out, remember this. Whatever their price, I'll beat it. I like living.
Stay low.
Stay low.
If you're lucky, no one will notice you.
I was born lucky.
To battle!
Oh, I just want to stand on top of the wall and piss off the edge of the world.
Children don't need to hear your filth.
When I was 7, I saw a servant girl bathing in the river. I stole her robe, and she was forced to return to the castle, naked and in tears. If I close my eyes, I can still see her tits bouncing. When I was 10, I stuffed my uncle's boots with goat shit. When confronted with my crime, I blamed a squire. Poor boy was flogged, and I escaped justice. When I was 12, I milked my eel into a pot of turtle stew. I flogged the one-eyed snake. I skinned my sausage. I made the bald man cry. Into the turtle stew, which I do believe my sister ate. At least I hope she did.
What about you, my lord? What's the strangest thing you've eaten?
Do Dornish girls count? You once loved a woman many years ago, but it turned out badly, so you've never let yourself love again. Oh, wait, that's me. What sort of accent is that?
Foreign.
For
What do you want from me?
What do I want from you? I want you to share my tent. I want you to pour my wine, laugh at my jokes, rub my legs when they are sore after a day's ride. I want you to take no other man to bed for as long as we're together. And I want you to fuck me like it's my last night in this world.
Perhaps we should sue for peace.
There's your piece. Joffrey sorted that when he decided to remove Ned Stark's head.
Have you ever heard the phrase, rich as a Lannister? Of course you have. You're a smart man. You know who the Lannisters are. I am a Lannister. Tyrion, son of Tywin. And of course, you have also heard the phrase, a Lannister always pays his debts. If you deliver a message from me to Lady Arryn, I will be in your debt.
Can I make the little man fly now?
Not this little man. This little man is going home. I believe you have something of mine. Lannister always pays his debts.
You command the City Watch, do you not, Slint?
I do, Your Grace.
And are you not a lord at my command?
I owe my title and lands to your generosity, Your Grace.
Then do your job. Shut the gates to the peasants. They belong in the field, not our capital.
Yes, Your Grace.
Don't get up. More ravishing than ever, big sister.
What agrees with you? Did not fight her brother's battle, you half-wit.
Can't talk to me like that. The king can do as he likes.
The Mad King did as he liked. Has your Uncle Jaime ever told you what happened to him?
No one threatens his grace in the presence of the King's Guard.
I'm not threatening the king, sir. I am educating my nephew. Bronn, the next time Sir Merwin speaks, kill him. That was a threat. See the difference?
It was Varys the spider.
You see, I told Varys that I was giving the princess to the Greyjoys. I told Littlefinger that I planned to wed her to Robin Arryn. I told no one that I was offering her to the Dornish. No one but you.
Eunuch has spies everywhere.
Cut off his manhood and feed it to the goats.
No. There are no goats, half-man.
Well, make do.
Hound, tell the Hound that his king has asked him a question.
The king has asked you a question.
Sir Lancel, tell the Hound to tell the king that the Hand is extremely busy.
The Hand of the King would like me to tell you to tell the king
If I tell the Hound to cut you in half, you'll do it without a second thought.
That would make me the quarterman. Just doesn't have the same ring to it.
Stannis Baratheon is coming for us. Sooner rather than later.
Aren't there other things you should be doing, like sealing my daughter in a crate so you can ship her away?
She'll be safer in Dorne.
Yes, I know how concerned you are for her safety.
So happens that I am. Marcella's a sweet, innocent girl, and I don't blame her at all for you.
So clever. Aren't you always so clever with your schemes and your plots?
Schemes and plots are the same thing.
Traitors! All their heads!
Oh, you blind bloody fool!
You can't insult me!
We've had vicious kings, and we've had idiot kings, but I don't know if we've ever been cursed with a vicious idiot one.
You can't!
I can, I am!
They attacked me!
They threw a cow pie at you, so you decide to kill them all! They're starving, you fool! All because of a war you started!
You're talking to a king!
And now I've struck a king. Did my hand fall from my wrist?
Some men have a gift for this sort of thing. Some don't. His place is not on the battlefield.
It's not on the throne either. Sadly for all of us.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
No, I'd say you possess above average intelligence. Thought you wanted to come here.
I love it.
We love the smell of dead bodies and shit.
And cum and garlic and rum.
You can smell cum from the balcony. If Stannis breaches the gates, the game is over.
They say he burns his enemies alive to honor the Lord of Light.
The Lord of Light wants his enemies burnt. The drowned god wants them drowned. Why are all the gods such vicious cunts? Where is the god of tits and wine? The men will fight more fiercely seeing their king fighting beside them, instead of hiding behind his mother's skirts. Any dessert?
Do you know why Varys is so dangerous?
Because he has thousands of spies in his employ. Because he knows everything we do before we do it.
Because he doesn't have a cock.
Neither do you.
Perhaps I'm dangerous too. You, on the other hand, are as big a fool as every other man. That little worm between your legs does half your thinking.
It's not that little.
Podrick, is that it?
Is that it? Nice touch. As if you don't know the name of every boy in town.
I'm not entirely sure what you're suggesting.
I'm entirely sure you're entirely sure what I'm suggesting.
You've never taken it seriously. You haven't. Jamie hasn't.
It's all fallen on me.
As has Jamie repeatedly, according to Stannis Baratheon.
Do you know how to use that?
Chopped wood once. No, I watched my brother chopping wood.
I saw you kill a man with a shield. You'll be unstoppable with an axe. Don't get killed.
Nor you, my friend.
Oh, are we friends now?
Of course we are. Just because I pay you for your services doesn't diminish our friendship.
Enhances it, really.
They say I'm half a man. But what does that make the lot of you?
The only way out is through the gates. And they're at the gates.
There's another way out. I'm going to show you. Come out behind them and fuck them in their asses. Don't fight for your king. And don't fight for his kingdoms. Don't fight for honor, don't fight for glory. Don't fight for riches because he won't get any. This is your city Stannis means to sack. That's your gate he's ramming. If he gets in, it will be your houses he burns. Your gold he steals. Your women he will rape. Those are brave men knocking at our door. Let's go kill them! Come on, you bastards! Get on those ladders! Attack!
Oh, fuck me.
try to know as many people as I can. You never know which one you'll need.
She's a whore.
Yes, well, we shouldn't be judgmental about these things.
You fucked her.
Oh, please. All right, yes, I fucked her once. Twice.
Your wife needs a child, a Lannister child, as soon as possible.
And?
If you're going to give her one, you need to perform.
What did you once call me? A drunken little lust-filled beast.
More than once.
There you have it. Nothing to worry about. Drinking and lust. No man can match me in these things. I am the god of tits and wine. They were happy enough to take it when I gave it to them.
What did you tell them?
I didn't tell them anything.
What did you do to them?
Lots of things.
And they seem to like these things?
Yes, my lord.
Of course they seem to like it. They're paid to seem to like it.
Only they weren't paid.
What are you saying? These ladies enjoyed him so much they gave him the time for free?
Is that what you're telling us? Sit down, Podrick. We're going to need details. Copious details.
Ladies, attend to my uncle. He's not heavy.
There will be no bedding ceremony.
There will be if I command it.
Then you'll be fucking your own bride with a wooden cock. Intimate, lovely table. Better chairs than the old small council chamber. Conveniently close to your own quarters. I like it.
I sent you here to advise the king. I gave you real power and authority. You chose to spend your days, as you always have, bedding harlots and drinking with thieves.
Occasionally, I drank with the harlots. You can't mean it.
I can, and I do.
Joffrey has made this poor girl's life miserable since the day he took her father's head. Now she's finally free of him, and you give her to me? That's cruel, even for you.
You intend on mistreating her? The girl's happiness is not my concern, nor should it be yours.
She's a child. How to begin? This is awkward. But it is my wedding night. My tiny drunk cock and I have a job to do. Come, wife. I vomited on a girl once, in the middle of the act, not proud of it. But I think honesty is important between a man and wife, don't you agree? Come. I'll tell you all about it. Put you in the mood. It's not easy being drunk all the time. Everyone would do it if it were easy.
The king is tired. See him to his chambers.
Come along.
I'm not tired.
We have so much to celebrate. A wedding to plan. You must rest.
Grand Maester, perhaps some essence of nightshade to help him sleep.
I'm not tired.
Come.
Not you.
You just sent the most powerful man in Westeros to bed without his supper.
I hope I will not disappoint you, my lord.
No, don't. You don't have to speak to me as a prisoner anymore. You won't be a prisoner after today. You'll be my wife. I suppose that's a different kind of prison. She is no longer yours to torment.
Everyone is mine to torment. You do well to remember that, you little monster.
Oh, I'm a monster. Perhaps you should speak to me more softly then. Monsters are dangerous, and just now, kings are dying like flies. Sansa. What happened to your family was a terrible crime. I didn't know your brother. He seemed like a good man, but I didn't know him. Your mother, on the other hand, I admired her. She wanted to have me executed, but I admired her. A toast. To the proud Lannister children. The dwarf, the cripple, and the mother of madness.
I'll clean it. No, I'll do it. Leave us.
It's only wine. I can't be in love with a whore. I can't have children with a whore. How many men have you been with? 500, 5,000? Do you believe I murdered Joffrey?
No, my lord. You didn't.
No. Gods, no. The world is a better place without him, but I had nothing to do with it. I would like to think, if I were arranging a royal assassination, I'd plan it in such a way that I wouldn't be standing there gawking like a fool when the king died. My father, maybe Joffrey was too much work for him. Sweet Tommen would be so much easier to handle. Whenever something bad happens to me, I assume it's my sister that had a hand in it. But say what you will of Cersei, she loves her children. She is the only one I'm certain had nothing to do with this murder. Which makes it unique as King's Landing murders go. I know the whole bloody country thinks I'm guilty. I know that one of my 3 judges has wished me dead more times than I can count, and that judge is my father.
How would you say he died, then?
Choked on his pigeon pie.
So you would blame the bakers?
Or the pigeons, just leave me out of it.
You wish to confess?
I saved you. I saved this city. And all your worthless lives. I should have let Stannis kill you all.
Tyrion! Do you wish to confess?
Yes. Father, I'm guilty. Guilty? Is that what you want to hear?
You admit you poisoned the king?
No. Of that I'm innocent. I'm guilty of a far more monstrous crime. I'm guilty of being a dwarf.
You are not on trial for being a dwarf.
Oh, yes I am. I've been on trial for that my entire life.
Have you nothing to say in your defense?
Nothing but this. I did not do it. I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish that I had. Watching your vicious bastard die gave me more relief than 1,000 lying whores. I wish I was the monster you think I am. I wish I had enough poison
for the whole pack of you. I would gladly give my life to watch you all swallow it.
Sir Merrin! Sir Merrin, escort the prisoner back to his cell.
I will not give my life for Joffrey's murder, and I know I'll get no justice here, so I will let the gods decide my fate. I demand a trial by combat.
You fell in love with a whore.
Yes, I fell in love with a whore. And I was stupid enough to think that she had fallen in love with me.
I'm sorry it has to be this way.
Why are you sorry? Because you're an evil bastard with no conscience and no heart? That's what I liked about you in the first place.
We had some good days together.
Yes, we did. I imagined you'd be back at the brothel at this hour.
I did spend some time with an absolutely stunning blonde the other day.
Do tell. I've got every kind of filth down here except the kind I like.
Your sister.
Oh. Making honest feelings do dishonest work is one of her many gifts.
It was difficult for her to hide her true intentions. It is rare to meet a Lannister who shares my enthusiasm for dead Lannisters. She desperately wants to see you killed.
She didn't need to bother you. It looks as though I've taken care of that myself. Trial by combat. Deciding a man's guilt or innocence in the eyes of the gods by having two other men hack each other to pieces tells you something about the gods. What's the punishment for regicide? Drawing and quartering? Hanging? Breaking at the wheel? Beheading. Seems rather ordinary. And he was my nephew as well, so what is that? Fratricide is brothers. Filicide is sons. Nepoticide, that's the one. Matricide, patricide, infanticide, suicide. There's no kind of killing that doesn't have its own word.
Wet nurse dropped him on his head and left him simple.
Simple? Used to sit all day in the garden, crushing beetles with a rock. Nothing made him happier.
Nothing made you happier. You think being tormented from birth would have given you some affinity for the afflicted?
On the contrary, laughing at another person's misery was the only thing that made me feel like everyone else. First thing I did was ask him, Orson, why are you smashing all those beetles? He gave me an answer. Smash the beetles! Smash them! Come. I wasn't deterred. I was the smartest person I knew, certainly I had the wherewithal to unravel the mysteries that lay at the heart of a moron. So, I went to Maester Valaric's library.
Valaric tried to touch me once.
Turns out, far too much has been written about great men, and not nearly enough about morons. Doesn't seem right. I loved her.
Who?
Shay.
Tyrion. Put down that crossbow.
I murdered her. With my own hands.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
She was a whore.
Say that word again.
And what? You'll kill your own father in the privy? No. You're my son. Now, enough of this nonsense.
I am your son, and you sentenced me to die. You knew I didn't poison Joffrey, but you sentenced me all the same. Why?
Enough. We'll go back to my chambers and speak with some dignity.
I can't go back there. She's in there.
Are you afraid of a dead whore? shot me. You're no son of mine.
I am your son. I have always been your son.
My lord?
I don't think I am anymore. A lord. Are you a lord if you kill your father? I don't imagine they revoke your nobility for killing a whore. Must happen all the time.
You already drank yourself across the narrow sea.
In a box. Why stop now?
Because we are talking about the future of our country.
The future is shit. Just like the past.
You have a choice, my friend. You can stay here at Illyrio's palace and drink yourself to death. Or you can ride with me to Meereen, meet Daenerys Targaryen, and decide if the world is worth fighting for.
Can I drink myself to death on the road to Meereen?
You don't like it?
I want to take a walk.
You can't. Cersei has offered a lordship to the man who brings her your head.
She ought to offer her cunt. Best part of her for the best part of me. It's even better luck to suck a dwarf's cock. I always pay my debts. I'm well known for it.
You like her? They all like her. They all want to fuck a queen.
That's because they've never met a queen.
You're just saying that.
You know how to spot a liar. I'm sorry, I can't.
Of course you can. You're shy.
I'm not.
Have another drink.
Gladly, but this I can't do. Believe me, no one is more shocked than I am. I hope it passes. What will I do in my spare time?
So happens I was heading there myself.
What business would you have with the Queen?
Gold and glory. Oh, and hate. If you'd ever met my sister, you'd understand. Where are we now? Not the Rhine.
Long, sullen silences and an occasional punch in the face. The Mormont way.
What about the dwarf? Worthless. Cut his throat.
Wait! Let's discuss this.
And then chop off his cock. We'll sell it for a fortune. The dwarf's cock has magic powers.
Wait! You can't just hand a dried cock to a merchant and expect him to pay for it. He has to know it came from a dwarf. And how could he know? Unless he sees the dwarf.
It will be a dwarf-sized cock.
Guess again.
The dwarf lives until we find a cock merchant.
I'm a great fighter, too.
It's funny. You have to give him that.
How do I know you are who you say you are?
If only I were otherwise.
If you are Tyrion Lannister, why shouldn't I kill you? To pay your family back for what it did to mine.
You want revenge against the Lannisters? I killed my mother, Joanna Lannister, on the day I was born. I killed my father, Tywin Lannister, with a bolt to the heart. I am the greatest Lannister killer of our time. So, here we sit. Two terrible children of two terrible fathers.
I'm terrible.
I've heard stories.
Why did you travel to the far side of the world to meet someone terrible?
To see if you were the right kind of terrible.
Which kind is that?
The kind that prevents your people from being even more so.
Well, I did reopen the fighting pits. Under my rule, murder will once again become entertainment.
Yes, that was wise. And you agreed to marry someone you loathe for the greater good. Very impressive. My own sister married someone she loathed as well, though not by choice, and certainly not for the greater good, God forbid. She ended up having him killed.
Those men think they're dying for a good reason.
Someone else's reason.
So your reasons are true and theirs are false. They don't know their own minds, but you do.
Well said. You're an eloquent man. Doesn't mean you're wrong. In my experience, eloquent men are right, every bit as often as imbeciles.
Stay close.
Si es que murki I non ești bicavala.
Krubo. Niki pasa kisor udi drejo isa. Muna nia valirio mila pungili isa.
Miri punila.
Punila. Thank you.
Forgive me, but why would we bring you?
Pardon me?
Have you ever tracked animals in the wilderness?
Not precisely, but I have other skills that would be very useful.
Can you fight?
I have fought. I don't claim to be a great warrior.
Are you good on a horse?
Middling.
So mainly you talk.
And drink. I've survived so far.
What should we do while we wait? To pass the time, what should we do? What should we talk about? You speak 19 languages. You must occasionally use some of them to talk about things. You two, you spend a great deal of time together. What would you be talking about if I weren't here?
Patrol. When I am going on patrol with the Ansalit, what we see on patrol, what we capture on patrol.
That's good. That's very good. But that's a report. I was thinking more of a conversation. A wise man once said, the true history of the world is a history of great conversations in elegant rooms.
Who said this?
Me. Just now. All right, no conversations. Let's play a game. You don't play games, either one of you, ever?
Games are for children.
My master, Krasnus, would sometimes make us play games.
There, that's a start.
Only the girls.
Oh, no. Not that, of course not that. Innocent games, fun games, drinking games.
We do not drink.
Until you do. All right? No drinking. We can play without drinking. It's a wonderful game. I invented it. Here's how it works. I make a statement about your past. If I'm wrong, I drink. And if I'm right, maybe we can't play without drinking.
If I lost my cock, I'd drink all the time. Meaning no offense. He makes dwarf jokes, I make eunuch jokes.
I do not make dwarf jokes.
You think them? Last time we saw each other was at Winterfell, yes? You were making jokes about my height, I seem to recall. Everyone who makes a joke about a dwarf's height thinks he's the only person ever to make a joke about a dwarf's height. The height of nobility, a man of your stature, someone to look up to. You're all making the same 5 or 6 jokes.
It was a long time ago.
It was. And how have things been going for you since then? Not so well, I gather.
واللي مزمان راه فين داير الوقت؟ 3 خوا
Mi rokia rosa. Uso vegon. Gemosi jombegon.
Perhaps I should translate for you.
We speak the common tongue.
Excellent. You should both be happy as well. Not so long ago, this city was ready to devour itself. Now it's like a man reborn.
I will be happy when our queen returns.
Why don't you drink? Why don't either of you ever drink?
And Salid never drink.
Why not?
Rules.
And who made these rules? Your former masters? Those miserable old shits didn't want you to be human. Have a drink with me. And you? What's your excuse?
I have tried wine before. It made me feel funny.
That's how you know it's working. Here's to our queen. Anyone not drinking is disrespecting our queen. To Daenerys Stormborn, mother of dragons, breaker of chains. Long may she reign.
Long may she reign.
Do you like it?
Tastes like it has turned.
Yes, yes. Fermentation. One day, after our queen has taken the 7 kingdoms, I'd like to have my own vineyard. Make my own wine. The imp's delight. Only my close friends could drink it. What about the dragons? We have 2 of them here, beneath the pyramid.
They are not eating. They haven't touched any food since Queen Daenerys left.
Daenerys is the dragon queen. We can't very well let the dragons starve, that's obvious.
If a dragon does not want to eat, how do you force him to eat?
Dragons do not do well in captivity.
How do you know this?
That's what I do. I drink, and I know things. I'm friends with your mother. I'm here to help. Don't eat the help. When I was a child, an uncle asked what gift I wanted for my name day. I begged him for one of you. It wouldn't even have to be a big dragon, I told him. It could be little, like me. Everyone laughed, like it was the funniest thing they'd ever heard. Then my father told me the last dragon had died a century ago. I cried myself to sleep that night. But here you are. Next time I have an idea like that, punch me in the face. I came down here to brood over my failure to predict the Greyjoy attack. You're making it difficult. You look a lot better brooding than I do. You make me feel like I'm failing at brooding over failure.
How do I convince people who don't know me that an enemy they don't believe in is coming to kill them all?
Good question.
I know it's a good question. I'm looking for an answer.
People's minds aren't made for problems that large. White Walkers, the Night King, Army of the Dead. It's almost a relief to confront a comfortable, familiar monster like my sister.
Flee, you idiot. Come on, boy. Come on!
You may not believe it, but I've missed you, Mormont. Nobody glowers quite like you. Not even Grey Worm. This is the coin the slaver gave me when I suggested he free us and pay us, remember?
It was supposed to last us the rest of our lives.
Take it with you. But bring it back. Our queen needs you.
How many people live here?
A million, give or take.
That's more people than the entire North, crammed into that. Why would anyone want to live that way?
There's more work in the city. And the brothels are far superior. Pleasant surprise in an unpleasant situation.
I never thought I'd see you again, my lord.
Supporting the enemy, no less.
Hard to blame you.
Cersei will, anyway.
I'm glad you're alive.
Come on. You can suck his magic cock later.
Helping me to arrange this meeting wasn't exactly looking after yourself, was it? You put yourself at risk.
I put yourself at risk. Important difference. It's your head Queen Cersei's offered a bag of gold for us, not mine. Now, thanks to me, she's got 2 traitors' heads coming right through her door. She can lop them both off as soon as she gets tired of the clever words that pour out their pie holes. All thanks to Sir Bronner the fucking Blackwater. If that's not looking after myself, I don't know what is.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
This is all your idea. Seems every bad idea has some Lannister cunt behind it.
And some Clegane cunt to help them see it through. I think we ought to begin with larger concerns.
Then why are you talking? You're the smallest concern here.
Do you remember when we discussed dwarf jokes?
His wasn't even good.
He explained it at the end, never explained it, always ruins it.
Words stop meaning anything. Then there are no more answers, only better and better lies. And lies won't help us in this fight.
That is indeed a problem. The more immediate problem is that we're fucked.
Any ideas as to how we might change that state of affairs?
Only one. You spoke with her?
At her, until she kicked me out. She thinks I was an idiot to trust you. A lot of people seem to think that, actually.
I'm about to step into a room with the most murderous woman in the world, who's already tried to kill me twice. That I know of. Who's an idiot?
I suppose we should say goodbye. One idiot to another.
I shouldn't be surprised. I suppose she's your kind of woman. A foreign whore who doesn't know her place.
A foreign whore you can't abduct, beat, or intimidate. That must be difficult for you.
So you bring her here with her pet northerner whom you've convinced to bow down before her.
I didn't know
and
about
now you've
that.
got them both working towards the same goal. The goal you've worked towards your entire life.
Cersei, I didn't
The
know.
destruction of this family.
I am the one preventing that from happening. Daenerys didn't want to debate and negotiate. She didn't want to bring you words. She wanted to bring you fire and blood until I advised her otherwise. If it weren't for me, you'd have a mother. If it weren't for me, you'd have a father. If it weren't for me, you'd have 2 beautiful children. I've thought about killing you more times than I can count. Do it! Say the word. My lord? My lady?
My lady.
The Lady of Winterfell. Has a nice ring to it.
So does Hand of the Queen. Depending on the Queen, I suppose.
Last time we spoke was at Joffrey's wedding. Miserable affair.
It had its moments.
You overestimate our influence. Jon and Daenerys don't want to listen to lonely old men.
Not that old. Not as old as him. Well, here we are.
Yes, here we are.
Together again. And the masses rejoice. At least Cersei won't get to murder me. I'm sure I'll feel some satisfaction denying her that pleasure while I'm being ripped apart by dead men. Maybe after I'm dead, I'll march down to King's Landing and rip her apart. I remember the first time we were here. First time I saw this hall. You were a golden lion. I was a drunken whoremonger.
It was all so simple. It wasn't so simple. I was sleeping with my sister, and you had one friend in the world who was sleeping with his sister.
I was speaking in relative terms. You want some of this piss? It's not bad. It's not good either.
Thank you, my lord.
I don't think that's wise. The battle might start at any moment. Half a cup.
And you?
No, thank you. I should try and get some sleep.
You really think any of us are going to sleep tonight?
Maybe we should have stayed married.
You were the best of them.
What a terrifying thought.
You were married before Sansa.
Drink.
You're drinking wine, but you prefer ale.
No!
You're a virgin.
Say something snide.
I'm happy. I'm happy that you're happy. I'm happy that you'll finally have to climb for it. Do you know how long I've waited to tell tall person jokes? To climbing mountains.
climbing mountains.
What's she like down there?
What? That's not your concern.
I haven't been with a woman for years. Give me a morsel.
You're a dog.
I am the imp, and I demand to know.
I knew you were fucking her. A pair of tall blonde toffs. Must be like looking in the mirror.
Sir Braun of the Blackwater. Where's your drink?
You freed your brother. You committed treason.
I freed my brother. And you slaughtered a city.
When she crucified hundreds of Myronese nobles, who could argue they were evil men? The Dothraki carls she burned alive, they would have done worse to her. Everywhere she goes, evil men die, and we cheer her for it. And she grows more powerful and more sure that she is good and right. She believes her destiny is to build a better world for everyone. If you believed that, if you truly believed it, wouldn't you kill whoever stood between you and paradise? There's nothing in the world more powerful than a good story. Nothing can stop it. No enemy can defeat it. And who has a better story than Bran the Broken? The boy who fell from a high tower and lived. He knew he'd never walk again, so he learned to fly. He crossed beyond the wall, a crippled boy, and became the three-eyed raven. He is our memory. The keeper of all our stories. The wars, weddings, births, massacres, famines, our triumphs, our defeats, our past. Who better to lead us into the future? What's this?
A Song of Ice and Fire. Archmaester Ebro's history of the wars following the death of King Robert. I helped him with the title.
I suppose I come in for some heavy criticism.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, he's kind to me. Never would have guessed. He's not kind.
He
what? What does he say about me?
I don't believe you're mentioned.